Dude, that's the second time today that someone has not even been looking at me. I should be getting shot down soon, I would imagine.
The missile knows.
Oh. How? Dude, how many KA-50s are there? How many KA-50s? Excuse me, was that not his ammo that I just put that shell through? Hello there, I am Chicken Farmer. Welcome to my channel. Today's video will be on the M1A1 AIM. This is yet another squadron vehicle I will be covering. And just to preface this, I don't play a lot of top tier. I don't believe that I really have the skills nor the knowledge to really play at top tier effectively. And I feel like anything below really 8.0, 7.7, 8.0, I feel like I have a decent grasp on. I feel like there's a shift later in the tiers when all of the tanks just get to the point where they're so ridiculously overpowered. The combat is just taken on differently, I feel like. I just don't have the knowledge on how to do that yet. I am a very, very average player, and I just want to bring my experience as the average player in this tank to you. I try to avoid making top tier tank reviews just because I feel like I don't really have a valid opinion on them. But since I'm covering all of my squadron vehicles, I will be talking about this vehicle today. So, the M1A1 AIM. This was the very first real Abrams I've gotten my hands on. I do not own any of the other actual Abrams. Currently, I'm researching the M48, so I'm still a little ways off from getting my hands on a Tech Tree Abrams. But as the first real Abrams I've gotten my hands on, it was a little bit of a letdown. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought that this thing was gonna be insane and just a monster on the battlefield. And I'm not saying that it's not a great vehicle, because I feel like in the right hands this thing can be somewhat competitive, if not quite competitive. But in my hands, it is really not that great. It's playable, it's passable as a decent tank, but that's about it. I feel like a lot of players are like me and purchase their top tier loadouts without having the skills to be able to play them correctly. And I feel like the American top tier vehicles kind of require a little bit more finesse than other tech trees. Russia. That's the main problem I have with the top tier American loadout, specifically the M1A1 AIM, and that is it's American. It tends to be on the opposing team to the Russians, and we all know that Russian top tier win rate is ridiculous. I am guessing that in the live games that I will play, I doubt that we will win any games, unless for some reason we're on the Russian team. It's a well-known fact that Russian top tier stomps, and that's partially due to, like I said earlier, people like me that just buy their way to top tier American and don't have the skills to play them correctly. And that's why top tier like Russian or any other good top tier country, they just have an easy time stomping American top tier vehicles just because of people like me. About the M1A1 AIM, I'm not really gonna be comparing it to anything because every stat at top tier is so ridiculous. I don't even really want to even talk about it because it's so hard to compare ammunition that just goes through ridiculous amounts of armor, and just it's just such a hard thing to talk about for me for some reason. So I'll just be giving a very, very bare bones overview of this vehicle. Its gun, it's pretty good. It's got some really decent ammunition that will go through pretty much anything that you want it to. Obviously, you have to be decent at aiming, but the ammunition does work pretty well. Its armor leaves a lot to be desired. Obviously, with it being an Abrams, it has a decently sized turret ring gap. The gap between the turret and the hull is massive and is a magnet for shells. Obviously, people are going to know where to aim on this thing, and it's very easy to hit the Abrams' weak spots. Something that blew me away the other day, there was, I believe, a top-tier Russian anti-air from a good few hundred meters away that just quickly bursted me with his gun, and it ripped through my turret, almost destroyed my breach, and killed one or two crew members. It was ridiculous. The Abrams armor isn't as good as I was expecting it to be before I actually was able to play them. The one massive plus for the AIM and all the other Abrams is they have really good mobility. Great forward speed, great reverse speed. That reverse speed is probably one of the key things that make the AIM a great tank. If you don't make use of that reverse gear, you're not playing it right. I know you're not playing it right. I know I said I don't have the skills. I know for a fact the reverse gear is definitely a must use. It has great thermals as well. One gripe I've had with any of the top tier vehicles that I have played that has not been Russian is the lack of commander's thermals. I do really want to make a video on the terms specifically for those of y'all that are new to the game. I feel like something that's slept on for many people that buy that tank is the commander's thermals. And that's something I wish that this Abrams had, because Commander's Thermals is one of my favorite things on the top tier Russian tanks. Being able to see an entire tree line with thermals is great. Now, obviously, like, you can just scan a tree line with your gun sights with thermals on, but having Commander's Thermals, having it zoomed out, those optics are great. And then being able to zoom it in a lot is also great. I love Commander's Thermals, and it's something I wish that the AIM had, which I'm sure there are many of y'all that can explain why it does not have Commander's Thermals in the comments, but it's something that I just kind of wish was on here. I think that's all I'm going to really talk about here in the hangar. I think it's time we get in some gameplay. But first, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps out a lot on this journey to making this dream into a reality. All right, time to get into that gameplay. Something you will notice about my top tier American loadout is that I up tier the hell out of many of my vehicles, and like I said in my BMP video, I tend to up tier a lot of my vehicles that are like 9.3 and above, because I just feel like really anything at that battle rating and up can perform decently. I don't know what I was aiming at there, but whatever. Obviously, something that's a major difference between an Abrams and a top tier Russian vehicle is its lack of an autoloader. It has obviously an extra crew member, which is nice in War Thunder, but it does make the reload a little bit longer, which is something that gets very annoying in a lot of situations playing this vehicle. This vehicle, I truly feel, is meant to be played as a light tank. Really, like, you have to, it's almost a pseudo light tank pretty much. This is hard. Yeah, that's... I should have popped smoke much earlier, but that was my own stupidity. This is rough. This is truly a rough map for top tier. Oop, wrong keybind. Okay, and he's going to have a much better rate of fire than I. Okay, I'll take it. He is at a slight angle, so I might be able to pen there, I think. Let's go right there. Yep. Oh, wow, that was a weird angle I penned at. I didn't think I was going to be able to pen that. The smoke grenades on this thing are great. They also recharge really, really quick, so it's definitely worth popping a few when you're capping. There's that reverse gear I was talking about. It's just, you're just able to get out of sticky situations with ease. Not that that was a sticky situation, but just, I don't know, using your reverse gear is just great in this thing. There's something there. Might be a dead body, might be a tank. Well, that was a decent shot. I suck at the game, don't worry. I do want to finish him off just to get him out. Although I know it's stupid. Like... Oh, I'll take that. Yeah, I knew that was stupid to push to get him, but I didn't think that 20 million guys were going to spawn there at that spawn point. Jeez. Alright, so I'm just going to interject real quick. I actually ended up recording 2 more games and also the outro, or like the final thoughts and everything all the way to the end, and when I went to hit stop recording, I realized that it had actually stopped recording at 27 minutes. So I was able to record 1 singular match out of the 3, and sadly enough, the last 2 matches that I played were actually crazy, and some crazy stuff happened. And yeah, I didn't get to record any of it. I wasn't able to clip it at all, nothing, because I somehow didn't have enough storage on the drive that I record this stuff to. So, yeah, that's fun. So, sadly enough, there was some crazy stuff that will never see the light of YouTube, sadly. One thing to mention right now is the... What is he doing? What was his play there? Okay, I'm not even gonna ask questions. But yeah, one thing to mention about this thing is its antennas. Its antennas are massive and are a clear shoot me here sign. And that guy shot my barrel off first. Awesome. Okay. Is this just like shoot chicken in the barrel day? Like, actually, I'm tired of getting shot in the barrel, man. Like, you can tell he wasn't even aiming at my actual breech. He was aiming at my gun. Like, if you have an autocannon, I get it. I totally get it if you have an autocannon, you're shooting my barrel off. But, like, you've got a cannon. Use it. Well, fuck me. I should be getting shot down soon, I would imagine. Why is this the one match that their AA isn't?
The missile knows.
Oh. How? How did you manage to miss that? What? What a wonderful game. Of course, now they shoot him down. Like, oh, it doesn't even matter. Awesome. So much fun. No, I'm not going to play that out. I'm not playing that match out. It's not happening. I'm just so incredibly disappointed that I wasn't able to record those last two games that I played originally. Because it was, like, actually good. I played really well. I was able to show this vehicle, like, how decent it can play. And I just had to go and run out of storage. Like, I'm just so sad that that ended up happening, man. I honestly contemplated just scrapping the video altogether and just not doing this, not doing a video on the AIM. But I'm gonna do it nonetheless, because I already did part of it. It's just so discouraging. Oh boy. Dude, that's the second time today that someone has not even been looking at me. Their gun wasn't even facing towards me, and they could shoot me. That's so stupid. I'm not playing this one out either, dude. I kill one, and another one shows up. Why me, dude? Why f***ing me? Dude, how many KA-50s are there? How many? Tell me, please, how many KA-50s? And I don't think anybody really enjoys a half-filled match in comparison to a full match. I just don't think so. I also think that that should have penned. I don't give a f. That should have penned. Hopefully he'll be a little brash. That was also a shot that I feel like should have penned. Cool. Holy. Holy cow, what are the guys doing out in the field? Did literally... Is no one gonna stop him? I suppose no one is going to stop him. I thought that my teammates had him covered, because, like, look at the map right now. They're literally a whole, like, look at the guy. There were two guys on my team. They could have easily shot him in the back, but they just weren't paying any attention. Excuse me, was that not his ammo that I just put that shell through? Literally, W key on a Russian MBT equals win. Like, that is... I can account for... I can attest to that. I literally had a match the other day in my T80 UM2 that I actually just never let go of W. I got 7 kills and caused so much chaos in their back lines, like up in their face, that I literally won us the game. It caused so much chaos they couldn't recover from it, and we end up just wiping them off the face of the planet just because one guy in a T80 UM2 holds W key and gets 7 kills before he dies. Like, you shouldn't be able to hold W and get 7 kills. I'm sorry, you just shouldn't be able to. It's so incredibly stupid sometimes, man. Alright, so that's it for the M1A1 AIM. I kind of give up on this. I don't like recording top tier videos. I don't find top tier vehicles to be fun that much. I'm sure there are many of you that feel the opposite, that you guys enjoy top tier. You guys can have top tier. I'm good. I'll dabble in it every so often just to see if I've gained any skills, and that's pretty much it. I like the aim. I think it's good. I think it's pretty well rounded. It's annoying how paper thin it feels pretty much every time it gets shot. It's annoying that it has that knob on the barrel, whatever gas tube, I don't even know what that even does, that just absorbs darts or shells, whatever. Tank is fun. It's just the one major downside is it's American and it's top tier. So that's the big downside for the aim. If you are not at a level that you really feel comfortable playing top tier, I would advise against getting your hands on the aim. If you're going to purchase your way to top tier, get a top tier Russian loadout. It's the easiest top tier to play. You just hold W and you win. That's Russian top tier pretty much. And you don't necessarily just have to hold W, but it's so much more forgiving, like infinitely more forgiving than American top tier, just by extravagant amounts. So if you're gonna be buying top tier, if you really want top tier and you're gonna buy top tier, buy Russian top tier, buy premiums, buy squad vehicles at Russian top tier, because American vehicles just require too much finesse and they get absolutely stomped in 8 out of 10 matches, it feels, by Russian vehicles. So that's the video. I'm sorry that my top tier videos are not up to standards, at least my standards, and I'm sorry that this video probably wasn't as entertaining as I'd like it to be. So, and also it would have been a really good video if I had not lost half of my recording halfway through. That dampened the tone of this video, so sorry about that. But yeah, if you somewhat enjoyed this video or somehow, please consider liking and subscribing, and yeah, have a chill day.